Hey, what's up, guys? It's E-Rock, and look, I know it's not really my style to give you a post-game reaction fresh off of a game, especially underneath the dome light of my car here, sitting in my driveway. But being as this is the end of the 2018 Eagles campaign to defend the crown, I thought I'd just put a couple of words on video and kind of share my feelings on what just happened. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to blow sunshine up your ass. This one is tough. It's a difficult loss. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's downright heartbreaking. Because, look, expectations throughout the season change. We talked about this on the 4th and John podcast, especially in the middle of the season. I was recalibrating my expectations on the season, and you don't have to look any further than last year. I mean, remember going into the season last year, what the expectations were. Carson Wentz is a second-year quarterback. Doug Peterson is a second-year head coach. We saw flashes from Carson Wentz last year. We want to see him continue to develop to be a franchise quarterback. And we want to see Doug Peterson develop into, a quality head coach. And then those expectations changed in the middle of the season. And then those expectations changed when Carson Wentz went down in L.A., and those expectations changed once Nick Foles got hot in the postseason against the Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings into the Super Bowl, where once again the expectations changed. So going into this season, the expectations in the beginning of the season were to, defend the crown as Super Bowl champions. You heard me pound the table time and time again. There was nothing above the repeat. We all kind of felt that way. But if we were to look at ourselves after the game of Week 9 and talk to that person in the beginning of the season, we would tell a completely different story and have a completely different set of expectations. And then when Nick Foles came in and the magic that he put on into this season, beating the Rams and beating the Texans and then backing our way into the playoffs, the expectations changed once again. And we really felt like after the Bears game, sort of that divine intervention that, maybe once again this would be a team of destiny and that Nick Foles still had some magic left and we were going to go on and try to defend the crown again. So this loss is, it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. But if I'm being realistic, I mean, how realistically can you see a team that's gone through the type of injuries that the Philadelphia Eagles have gone through, not only during the season, but in the postseason, and even in that game? I mean, Brandon Brooks going down with a confirmed torn Achilles, and our defensive secondary is a bunch of guys who were either on the practice squad or on somebody else's practice squad or off the streets, or guys that we cut in training camp, and Malcolm Jenkins. That is an incredibly tough ask for them to go up against, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in NFL history in Drew Brees. And I'm not sitting here making excuses about the injuries, and that's the reason why we lost against the Saints. The Saints were the better team today. They're the better team overall. They were the better team when we played them the first time, and it would not shock me whatsoever if at the end of the season, when the confetti's pouring down, that confetti isn't, it wouldn't surprise me at all if that confetti is, gold and black, and they're hoisting their second Lombardi trophy under Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Hats off to them. They did an incredible job of not getting flustered after the Eagles went up 14, to keep their composure, to battle back, to take advantage of turnovers, and, my hat's off to them. They were the better team. But when I bring up the injuries, what I'm trying to say is this team battled back despite the injuries, despite the ups and downs of the season, despite, all the adversity that they had gone through, and despite everyone else counting them out. They believed and they fought, and for that, I am proud of them. They proved that they deserved to be in the postseason. They beat the number 2 seed in the NFC playoffs during the regular season. In week 1 of the playoffs in the wild card round, they beat the number 3 seed in the playoffs, and they gave the #1 seed in the Saints today, you know, a real honest run for their money. You know, they gave them their best shot, and they battled them. As far as the #4 seed is concerned, listen, all you Dallas Cowboys fans out there, y'all can kiss my ass. All that, you know, we won the NFC East and we swept y'all doesn't mean a goddamn thing as far as I'm concerned, because we got eliminated we lasted just as long as you did. So all those Dallas Cowboys fans who I'm sure are watching this, you guys can kiss my ass. But getting back to the injuries and getting back to the battle and getting back to the disappointing loss, even though I am disappointed, I am certainly proud of what this team was able to do. I'm proud of the season that they put forward, and I'll be honest, I have a bright outlook. I have a bright outlook. The reason they got as far as they got was on the strength and the talent and the leadership of a core group of players that a lot of them will remain with this team going into 2019, and they're going to be getting a lot of players back. You know, would the outcome of this game be different if a healthy Jalen Mills, if a healthy Ronald Darby, if a healthy Sidney Jones, if Brandon Brooks didn't get injured, if Mike Wallace was there, so on and so forth? Would the outcome be different? Maybe. Maybe not, but they still have that core group that's going to return, that proved that they belonged in the postseason this year. Going into 2019, they're going to be getting a lot of injured players back. And look, going into the offseason, there's going to be a lot of difficult decisions to be made. We're certainly going to touch on all that on 4th and John. I'm not ready for the offseason talk yet. I'm just trying to really kind of vocalize, you know, how I'm feeling about this season coming to an end. And my feeling is it's heartbreaking, it's disappointing, but I am still very proud of these guys. I'm still very proud of this team. I'm thankful for the core group and the leadership that we have on this team. And to me, the future is, although we all collectively as a fan base right now kind of feel pretty miserable about it, this team will be back. This team will absolutely 100% be back and be ready to compete, not only for the NFC East and to get into the playoffs, but this team will be back and ready to compete for a Super Bowl next year. Of that, I am certainly confident. There's a long off season ahead, but I am confident in that. And lastly, before I head on out of here, to Nick Foles, man, I am just so appreciative of the magic that Nick Foles has put upon this city. I am so grateful for the postseason run of last year and basically getting this team to the Super Bowl and winning a Super Bowl, something that I've been waiting, 36 years to see. Finally delivered. I no longer have to worry about if my parents are going to die before they win a Super Bowl. My kids are never going to have to grow up like I grew up with people in their ear, how many rings you got, or you never won a Super Bowl. That's mainly because of Nick Foles and his leadership and his talent, and you just can't say enough good things about the guy. The chances are that was the last game that he's going to play in a Philadelphia Eagles uniform. I sincerely hope that there is a mutually beneficial way for us to, part ways. I know there's, tag and trade options and so on and so forth. I mean, we'll get into that on 4th and John, but I want to sincerely thank Nick Foles for everything that he's done for this organization, for this city, for this fan base, and show nothing but appreciation. I guess on that note, we'll wrap it up. This sucks, guys. It sucks a bag of fat ones, man. I'm right there with you. I was at Xfinity Live, watching the game with all the rest of the Eagles fans, and some people shed tears, and this one hurts, but the future is bright. This team will be back next year, ready to compete. Of that, I am confident. And I'll see you guys on 4th and John. Peace.